It's coming up on 3 years since I started talking about the energy metaverse. Now, a bit of the backstory. I was asked by Inlet Europe to come up with a presentation for the Inspire stage for Inlet in 2021. And I said, I have just a topic, the energy metaverse. We're building it already. Now, I delivered that in November 2021. Now, a couple of weeks before that, Meta came into existence. Facebook changed its name to Meta. We had the whole metaverse hype cycle, bandwagon, and there's been a lot of water under the bridge, as they say, since then. Now, I said back then, and I say to this day, I'm not sure metaverse is the word we'll use to describe all of this in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. But as of today, it's the best word I know for where we're headed, what technology is enabling, how we're changing the way we interoperate with data, with devices, with each other through digitalization. So as far as I'm concerned, it's as good a word as any today. And when I talk about the energy metaverse, what are the implications for this in the energy industry? We have the industrial metaverse, you have the infrastructure metaverse, whatever, right? How you apply the technologies and what this is enabling. This stuff's not going away. And what I mean by that is, look at the characteristics. We have more digital twins everywhere. We have more 3D models. Spatial computing was just invented by a company recently, allegedly. We have immersive experiences. We need to work better together with more data, with more people, in more spatial, in better ways of collaborating. So all of these characteristics, if you like, they're not changing, right? They're actually becoming more relevant in today's world. The other thing is the implications of all this and the way we apply technology. Interoperability is still a huge challenge. The complexity hasn't gone away. Cybersecurity certainly hasn't gone away. And if you look at what, the benefits of a lot of these digital twins and is breaking down silos and openness, but that has huge implications for us humans, right? It changes the way we work with others. And us humans aren't always the best at change. So the implications haven't gone away. Now, recently, I was asked by Metaverse Insider to do the foreword for their report, Unleashing the Power of the Industrial Metaverse. And again, to kind of, as my logic goes, this stuff hasn't gone away. If you look at the accelerated digitalization of industry, you could say the same for energy. Pick any industry. More and more technologies, whether it's comms, silicon, edge devices, cloud, AI, generative AI, you name it. This stuff, the pace of innovation and change is not slowing down, but there's a convergence of all that technologies. That's where we're getting more digital twins, more immersive experiences, more collaboration. The second thing is what I find fascinating with the industrial metaverse is many companies, governments are looking at it as a competitive advantage. If you look at the industry side of things, and if you're an energy company, you need to, some energy companies build their own equipment or buy equipment. So this is very relevant for energy. The industrial metaverse enables countries, companies to bring back high-tech manufacturing to high-wage areas. Now that has significant implications for places like Europe, right? That's a strategic imperative for a lot of people. The third one is there's a lower barrier to entry. And what I mean by that is look at the development of all the CAD tools, the cloud software as a service. Years ago, you needed a PhD in 5 or 6 products to be able to use some of this stuff. Now it's drag and drop, low code, no code. It's opening up a whole lot more people to be able to play with the stuff, interact with the technology. And, the fourth one is around the workforce. Look at the energy industry. We have a lack of people in the industry. And where do we get all the new workers from? And if you look at the next generations coming down the line, look at the tools they use with their iPhone or their Samsung, creating spatial videos and pictures. If they're off playing computer games, it's a 3D environment. They're probably editing their own games in the Fortnite editor or with Twinmotion or Unity or Blender or whatever. So they're changing in Roblox even, right? So they're going to come into the workforce expecting a whole different paradigm of tools, what we would call tools. So if you weave all these together, I keep going back to whether we call it the metaverse or whatever we call it, this stuff is not going away. Now, So about 3 years ago, when I kicked off the Energy Metaverse newsletter, I said I was going to be regular. For the 2,700 people that signed up, regular is probably not a word you'd use to describe the newsletter. So I promise I'll get better. I have a whole lot more editions planned. I will have one next week coming out of Distributech, as in what I see at Distributech around the topic. I've also got a little mini series because people keep asking me about the characteristics and the implications, and what about the enabling technologies, and what do you mean by an immersive experience, and. So I've got a little mini series coming out in March. Most of that is done, so I just need to push it out. So keep an eye out for that. But hey, look, comments, feedback. What am I missing? Do you still think I'm nuts? Whatever. But as I say, I still think we're only getting started with all this stuff.